Good morning, y'all. I hope y'all doing well. This is your life and relationship coach, Tonetta. I'm here to, of course, bring you a car chronicle, which is a morning video that I normally do when I'm riding in the car someplace, going to work, or going to a meeting, that kind of thing. I usually try to do a video in the morning. And I want to make sure that I did one for y'all too, I guess I put it that way. Of course, your girl, Tonetta. I'm here to, of course, inspire you to think bigger and to empower you to become who you are within your life and within your relationships. So like I said, good morning to y'all. This video this morning, I am driving, so I'll be looking away. Of course, I might be able to look at the camera, but this video this morning is all about relationships, of course. About how you hold the key in your relationships. And what I mean by that is, I know I love talking about, of course, the healing and the lessening the triggers and doing all those things. When you do all those things, you create the life that you want, at least to me. At least in my life, I guess I can say that. Knowing that, of course, I have the power to, of course, create what I want in life and how I want my relationships to look. And not just deal with whatever because I'm suffering or because I'm depressed or because I think I can't have anybody or because I had so much trauma in the past and I have no idea how to deal with things. Like I said, I had to figure out for myself as well that I, of course, like I said, I hold the key to my relationships. And I knew that if I wasn't right mentally, physically, soul deep, then my relationship wasn't going to be right either. And like I said, that's the message I want to bring y'all this morning. Like I said, I know a lot of people may just talk about the relationship portion and that kind of thing, which the relationships are greatly important. I love talking about relationships. That's all I've done for the last 20, what am I? I don't know, since 1999, I've been a social worker. So I've been dealing with relationships with kids, families, youth and their families, seniors and their families, all types of families and communities and that kind of thing. And that's what I love doing. And like I said, that's why I chose the relationships, of course, to talk about, because I've seen over these past 20 plus years doing what I do professionally, how relationships have impacted a lot of the people that I've, of course, actually all the folks that I work with, the clients, the families, and that kind of thing. Like I said, I definitely have seen that over the last 20 plus years, and bringing that on into my life coaching and relationship coaching business. Like I said, is greatly important because we hold the keys to how our relationships should look, I guess, in our lives, I guess, to put it that way. Like I said before, if you're not right mentally, physically, on a soul level, you're not happy, that kind of thing, like I said, your relationships are going to be the same kind of chaos. And like I said, that's something that I learned dealing with the relationships that I've been in, the marriage, the divorce, the long-term relationships I've been in, and the relationship that I'm in now. Like I said, I had to realize in order for me to get to a point where I can, of course, have a better relationship where there's rarely no arguing or fighting or that kind of thing. Yes, we have disagreements and things. We can talk to each other face to face and not have to hide things, sweep things up under the carpet, all that kind of stuff. I had to get to a point where I was able to do that in any other relationship as well, not just a romantic relationship. And I had to do that with myself first, my relationship with myself first. And what I mean by that, like I said, with as far as me going through my healing process and that kind of thing. And I'll get to that if y'all want to hear about that. I can definitely talk about that at some other time. But like I said, definitely just knowing that with all the traumas and the dramas that I've been through, parents on drugs, growing up like in a poverty-stricken, I guess, environment, I guess you can say. I didn't realize it was that until I, of course, got older. But like I said, all the domestic violence I saw in my household growing up, that kind of thing, and in the surrounding environments as well. Like I said, drug usage with my parents, other folks' parents, and that kind of thing. Just seeing how the individual people that make the relationship can, of course, take that relationship down to a downward spiral. Like I said, that's where my love of talking about trying to make sure that we are whole first. Before I know people are already in relationships. I'm in one as well. Not saying that you cannot become whole or become more healed than you are now or that kind of thing because you're in a relationship. But I just want to make sure that y'all understand that you're the one who makes up the relationship. You and whoever you're in that relationship with. And if you're not right, the relationship is not going to be right. Like I said, we have to get ourselves together first. Whether that's more self-love for ourselves, that's one thing I had to do. Learn how to love myself a hell of a lot more than I was loving myself before. I'll put it that way. I didn't look at myself as being pretty or cute, or I was always dressing like in big old like boys' clothes and that kind of thing, trying to hide my body. That was because of the abuse and stuff like that I suffered, sexual abuse growing up and that kind of thing. And also not feeling that I was a person that was worthy of being noticed. I guess I put it that way as well. Like I said, I had to work through a lot of things too. And like I said, that's why I'm here to tell y'all these things. And that's how I can tell y'all these things, because I know where you're at. I know how you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I've been there myself in several different ways. I guess I'd say that. And like I said, definitely knowing that I had to, of course, work through all those traumas, seeing the domestic violence all the time, seeing the drug usage and smelling the drug usage and being in that environment, seeing folks getting killed, because I was in the environment in St. Louis, Missouri. If y'all don't know anything about St. Louis, that was the murder capital of the U.S. for about 15, 20 years running, I guess I put it that way. Gang violence, all types of shootings. I've lost a lot of folks, friends and family and that kind of thing growing up as well. And like I said, those are a lot of things I had to fight through and get through, not especially with starting a business. That's the same thing, not knowing how to run a business and do all those types of things. I didn't have anybody in my family to teach me those things. I didn't have anybody in my family that taught me self-love or how to heal, or because they're all, and from what I noticed with myself as well, living in survival mode day to day, day to day, day to day. And like I said, growing up, until now, like I said, I now know that in order for you to have the successful life and relationships that you want, you have to start getting yourself right and doing the work. Yesterday, I talked about my morning video. It's actually on my regular page. If y'all want to follow me there, Tonetta Clay, on any platform, feel free to do so. But I was talking about consistency yesterday, and how important consistency is in, of course, achieving the goals that you want to see in your life and in your relationship and in your business and whatever else you're trying to do. I was talking about how consistency, of course, I had to realize that consistency matters. I'm 46 years old now, but it took me a long time to realize that consistency matters. If I'm trying to, of course, for example, to lessen my anger, which I was a very angry person. I had a horrible temper, jumping out of cars on folks, howling, yelling at folks. They had nothing to do with why I was upset and angry. They had something to do with all the stuff that I hadn't healed from the past. And like I said, dealing with all those things, learning how to lessen my anger, like I said, that helped me create other relationships where I wouldn't have to blow up at people and be all upset at people and all those types of things. You create what you want. I had to be consistent in that learning, though. I couldn't just start one day and say, oh, it's going to be fine the next. That's not how that works at all. You have to continuously work on yourself every single day, and work on your relationship every single day, and work on your business every single day, or whatever you're trying to do with your life. You have to work on that every single day to be consistent with that. That falls in line with, like I just said, you are the one who creates the life and the relationship that you have, I guess I put it that way, and that you want. You have to be consistent in creating those things. It's not just going to happen in one day, 1 month, 2 months. Anything that I have, whether it's relationship coach courses, life course, any kind of course, material, ebook, anything that I have, you can read those things and listen to those things in one day, I'm sure. But your life is not going to change in that one day. A light bulb may go off. Yes, I'm sure of that. You're going to have many light bulbs. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. Oh my God, she's right. How did she do this? And how did she do that? And I'm telling you those things. But those things do not take place in one day, in 1 month. Those things take place over time. A habit forms in about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I think is what is what I researched and read. It doesn't just take place in one day. You want to all of a sudden just go from healthy to non-healthy, or eating good food in one day and all of a sudden it's going to stick like that. It takes time for those things to, of course, create a lifestyle for yourself. Everything that you do will create a lifestyle for yourself, including whether it's communication in your relationship. Everything that you want to do is creating a lifestyle for yourself. It's not just doing a one-hit wonder, hit it and miss it. You have to create those things within your life. And that's why I say you create the life that you want. Yes, you're going to go through a lot of trial and errors with your relationships. I know I did. I'm still going through things, trying to learn. Both of us are trying to learn. We're on the same page trying to learn together. That's what makes our relationship dynamic. I never had that before. It was either me doing everything and them doing nothing. It's usually what it was. And that means everything from me paying all the bills to me cooking and cleaning every damn day, all that kind of stuff, to them doing nothing but just either running the streets or being lazy, doing whatever, I guess. And like I said, that was something that I had to learn within myself, within my own relationships. It's something, yes, I did build up walls and all that type of thing. All of us do. All of us do. We all have walls that we, of course, put up because we're afraid of getting hurt again and all those types of things. I understand that. I've been there many a times. But like I said, in order for me to get to the point that I am now, in the relationship that I am now, that I'm very proud of, I guess I can say that at this point, we are doing very, very well. And like I said, at some point I'll have him on here so y'all can meet him and that kind of thing, ask him questions or whatever you want to ask. But like I said, I'll definitely try to get him on here. He's not as out in the open like I am as far as doing all the videos and the reels and all that type of stuff. He's more of a private person. I'm one that wants to get out there and show my face and do all this stuff. And now I'm that person. I wasn't that person before either, but now I'm that person. So like I said, I will definitely try to get him on the video soon. I put it that way. But like I said, definitely we have to know that. And I had to realize and know that if I wanted to have a good life and a good relationship, that I had to create those things. And I was the key. And I was the what is it called? The home plate of that. I guess I put it that way, is baseball. The home plate. I had to realize that everything that I was doing in my life started with me. Regardless as to how bad my life looked or how good my life looked. I was the common denominator. I was the one who controlled all those things, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally. And like I said, I had to get to a point where I realized that I was creating a life of just chaos and craziness because I hadn't got my shit together yet. That took me into my 20s, I think. My first marriage, divorce, and that kind of thing. Trying to figure out who I was. I called it soul searching back in the day. Whatever you want to call it, soul searching, personal development, getting yourself together, fixing your life, whatever you want to call it, is all the same thing. You still have to take action in order to create something better for yourself. And I didn't even realize for years, until maybe I was in my 20s, I don't know at what age, but that I was living in trauma. I didn't even realize that the stuff that I was doing wasn't even normal. I guess I put it that way. Actually, I don't think I was in my 20s. I probably was, I don't know, whatever age, teens or 20s. I don't know. But like I said, I had to realize that the things I was doing, I was living in the trauma. I was living in the fear of always being hurt, always being abused, or whatever the case may be, always being around, trying my best to control my environment to the point where I didn't want to be around anybody that was smoking, drinking, doing anything like that, any kind of drug, anything like that. I didn't want to hear domestic violence. I was trying my best to do that. But like I said, trying to avoid those things, but I still hadn't worked on them within myself yet. They still triggered me when I did hear it, when I did smell the drugs or whatever it was. I had to realize that I had to work on myself to a point that I had to lessen those triggers in order for me to create, I guess, to create a better life for myself, which included my life and the lives of others that was around me, including my relationships. Excuse me, I had to get myself together first. So I did take, well, actually, I'll talk about that in a different video, but I did take some sabbaticals, I put it that way, from relationships. I'll tell y'all that in another video, actually, probably tomorrow or someday this week. Because this is all about fixing yourself in order to get what you want. And like I said, at some point, like I said, I realized that I was taking myself down into a downward spiral, allowing folks to, of course, I guess we arguing all day long in my last relationship. Every single day for years, it was arguments after arguments after arguments after arguments over just stupid ass stuff. We couldn't even go on a trip without arguing. The first day, minute we got there, every single trip. Every single vacation. It ruined the whole entire thing for me. I don't like to argue at all. Never have. Grew up with my parents arguing all the time, fighting, fist fighting, hitting all the time. I didn't want to go through that. And then I found myself in the exact relationship, not exact, but in a verbally abusive relationship coming from my end and his end as well. And I had to realize that either I was going to continue to live like that, or I was going to start changing my life. And I'll tell y'all that story. It's a long story, but I'll tell y'all that story another time. I'm sure I've told it before, but I will tell y'all that again. Just in case you hadn't heard that before, because I have a lot of new folks on this page. But like I said, I had to realize that I was the common denominator in that whole situation. That the situation was going haywire because I was the one that was allowing it to go haywire. And that I was the one that hadn't kept my boundaries like I should have. I was the one that hadn't ended things when I knew the relationship was over a long time ago, instead of trying to continue working on things and knowing that he wasn't going to change a goddamn thing. I was the one who did that. Regardless as to what he did or the things he got away with or whatever it was, I was the one who relaxed my boundaries enough that he can just keep on running all over me and doing all these things. I was the one who did that, not him. And yes, he can own his own, whatever he gonna own. I'm owning my side of the mess. And it wasn't until, like I said, I started to left the relationship, of course, but strengthening my boundaries and that kind of thing, trying to get myself together, knowing that letting myself know that I was powerful, letting myself know that I can be loved and was loved, letting myself know that I was intelligent, I was beautiful, I could be anything that I wanted to be. It wasn't until I started doing those things that I started to live a different kind of life and relate to people in a different kind of way. That's why I have a different kind of relationship, I guess I put it that way as well. Because I wasn't tolerating anything else less than what I knew that I should be tolerating. I guess I put it that way. There's some stuff that we all put up with in relationships. You have to decide what that's going to be for you. If I'm here to tell you that disrespect, abuse, none of those things are on my radar. And I'm damn sure hoping that it's not on yours either, especially if you follow me, you know what kind of person I am. I don't deal with those things lightly at all. And I'm not going to put up with it. I don't want to see y'all put up with it either. I know some of y'all may be at this time, but if you hear my voice and you're the one who is supposed to be following me, like I said, hopefully you hear my voice, those who know who I am, and that I'm their leader, I guess. I'm not leader, but I guess I'm their message mouth. I guess I put it that way. You hear me, I guess I'd say that. And you know what I'm about. And you know that I'm not playing either. I put it that way too. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. So I know I got to get into work this morning too, but I just want to make sure I said I had this video this morning because I know, in a lot of the comments that I have on the page and that kind of thing, a lot of folks are, talking about, trying to love themselves and get themselves together and that kind of thing. And that's what I'm definitely about. Like I said, if you cannot create the life that you desire, you cannot have that relationship either. You're the common denominator in all those things. You have to be right in order for your relationship to be right. You have to be whole in order for your relationship to be whole. You have to be happy in order for your relationship to be happy. You have to be lessen your triggers and healed to an extent that you can function in order for your relationship to heal to a point where it can function and that you can choose a better partner doing that functioning. I guess I put it that way. All those things, trying to work on yourself and do all those things, they help you figure out who's better for you and who's not. So you won't even have to waste your time on certain people. And like I said, I'm going to get off here because I know I can talk about this all day. But like I said, I love that you all are here. I love that you all are, of course, talking to me and commenting and that kind of thing. And I definitely wish that you, of course, go ahead and continue. But I do want to let you know that I did include a link here in the description of this video, just in case anybody is in need of any kind of resources. I have resources. I have a free ebook on there called Where Are You? That will help you get your life together starting today. You can start doing the work that's in that ebook. I ask you different questions, the same questions that I ask myself. I'm asking you in the ebook as well. It's free for you to download. It's about a 15 minute read. But the work will take a lot longer than 10, 15 minutes though. Like I said, pick that ebook up today, y'all, to start fixing yourself so that you can fix your relationship. Even if that means your relationship that you have now dissipates because you're working on yourself. That's something that, like I said, I'll get into that at another time, but that was part of my journey as well. So like I said, definitely y'all pick up the ebook. Like I said, I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning in the next Chronicles. Take care, y'all. Have a good one. Oh, and also I want to say, if you all have any topics that you want to hear from me, make sure that y'all letting your girl know so I can address those topics and put some, I guess, words to the video and some training and some insight and that kind of thing to the things that you all want to hear. So just like I said, just let me know. Take care, y'all. Have a good one.